Welcome to the heart of Crete, where the whispers of history meet the endless blue of the Mediterranean Sea. We are in Rethymno, a city that feels like a living museum, perfectly preserved yet pulsing with modern energy. It is the third largest city on the island, tucked beautifully between the famous regions of Chania and Heraklion. Rethymno is a place of two faces. To the west, you will find the soul of the city, a labyrinth of narrow, cobblestone streets known as the Old Town. Here, the architecture tells a story of centuries past, blending the elegance of the Venetian Renaissance with the intricate details of Ottoman rule. You can walk through arched stone doorways, admire overhanging wooden balconies, and lose yourself in a maze of blooming bougainvillea. To the east, the city transforms into a vibrant coastal paradise. A massive sandy beach stretches for more than 12 kilometers, lined with palm trees, lively cafes, and the warm, inviting waters of the Cretan Sea. It is a rare destination where you can explore a 16th century fortress in the morning and be lounging on a sun-drenched shore by the afternoon. The Old Town of Rethymno is a place where time seems to have stood still. As you step through the Great Gate, also known as Porta, you leave the modern world behind and enter a maze of history. This gate is the only remaining part of the massive 16th century Venetian walls that once protected the entire city. Every corner here tells a story of different empires. You will see grand Venetian mansions with arched stone doorways sitting right next to Ottoman houses that feature unique overhanging wooden balconies. These balconies, often called harem windows, were designed so that residents could look out at the busy streets without being seen themselves. One of the most famous meeting spots is the Raimondi Fountain in the center of the town. Built in 1626, it features 3 elegant lion heads that have been pouring fresh water for nearly 400 years. Local legend says that if you drink from the fountain, you are destined to return to Rethymno one day. Perched high on the hill of Palaio Castro, the Fortezza fortress stands as a massive stone crown overlooking the city and the sea. Built by the Venetians in the late 16th century, specifically between 1573 and 1580, this is one of the largest and best preserved coastal fortifications in all of Greece. As you walk through the main entrance, you are immediately struck by the sheer scale of the stone walls. These bastions were designed to protect the people of Rethymno from pirate raids and the growing threat of the Ottoman Empire. Inside the thick perimeter, the fortress was once a mini city of its own, housing the local government, a cathedral, and even a hospital. One of the most impressive structures still standing is the Ibrahim Han Mosque. It was originally built as a Venetian cathedral dedicated to Saint Nicholas, but when the Ottomans captured the city, they added a massive dome and transformed it into a house of worship. Standing inside, you can feel the heavy weight of the centuries in the cool, silent air. Walking along the rugged ramparts gives you the best view in the entire region. If you are looking for sun, sand, and a vibrant summer atmosphere, the main beach of Rethymno is where you need to be. This incredible stretch of golden sand begins right in the heart of the city and extends to the east for more than 12 kilometers. It is actually the longest sandy beach on the entire island of Crete, offering plenty of space for everyone, from families to solo travelers. The beach is famous for its crystal clear, shallow waters, which stay warm well into the autumn months. Because the entry into the sea is very gentle, it is a perfect spot for children to swim safely. As you walk along the shoreline, you will find hundreds of organized spots with colorful umbrellas and comfortable sunbeds, often managed by the lively beach bars and cafes that line the promenade. For those who crave a bit of excitement, the main beach is a hub for water sports. You can try everything from jet skiing and paddleboarding to windsurfing when the northern winds pick up. If you prefer a slower pace, the wide, palm-fringed walkway that runs parallel to the sand is ideal for a long stroll or a morning jog with a view of the deep blue horizon. But there is something even more special about this beach than just tourism. The Venetian harbor and the marina are where the city's maritime history truly comes to life. This area is divided into two distinct parts: the ancient romantic old harbor and the bustling modern marina. The old Venetian harbor is one of the most photographed spots in all of Crete. Built in the 1300s, it was once a vital trading port where ships loaded up with Cretan olive oil and wine. Today, the water is filled with bright, traditional fishing boats and wooden pirate ships that take visitors on tours along the coast. The harbor is lined with stone-built tavernas, where you can sit just inches from the water and enjoy fresh seafood. The crown jewel of the harbor is the Egyptian lighthouse. Although it stands on a spot where the Venetians likely had a tower, the structure you see today was actually built in the 1830s during the Egyptian occupation of the island. It is 9 meters tall and looks a bit like a stone minaret. Walking along the narrow stone pier to reach the lighthouse is a must. From the edge of the seawall, you get a perfect view of the waves crashing on one side and the calm, colorful harbor on the other. Standing guard at the edge of the harbor is the iconic Rethymno lighthouse. It is the second largest remaining Egyptian lighthouse in all of Greece, and it serves as a silent witness to the city's long and complex history. While it looks like a permanent part of the Venetian landscape, this stone tower actually tells a different story. The structure you see today was built in the 1830s, during a short period when the island was under Egyptian rule. It stands 9 meters tall and is built from solid stone with a distinct, slender shape that almost resembles the minarets found throughout the Old Town. It was designed to guide ships safely into the narrow and often difficult harbor entrance. To reach the lighthouse, you must walk along the top of the ancient stone sea wall. This path is narrow and rugged, with the open sea splashing against the rocks on your right and the calm, colorful harbor on your left. It is a walk that feels like stepping out into the middle of the Mediterranean. Once you reach the base of the tower, you are rewarded with one of the most peaceful spots in the city. A short drive away from the city center lies a lush green paradise known as the Argyroupoli Springs. This area is a breathtaking contrast to the stone streets of the town, hidden deep within a verdant valley filled with ancient plane trees and the constant soothing sound of flowing water. The springs are famous for the small waterfalls that tumble down the hillside, appearing almost everywhere you look. These natural springs have been flowing for thousands of years and were once the lifeblood of the ancient city of Lapa, which stood on this very ground. Today, the water is channeled through a series of stone aqueducts and small channels that run right past the outdoor tables of local tavernas. Walking through Argyroupoli feels like entering a fairy tale forest. The air is significantly cooler here, even in the middle of a hot summer, thanks to the thick canopy of leaves and the mist from the falls. One of the most unique sights is the tiny chapel of St. John, which is actually built directly into a cave right next to one of the largest springs. Located just 8 kilometers from the city of Rethymno, Loutra is a charming medieval village that offers a true glimpse into the traditional Cretan way of life. Set in the middle of vast silver-green olive groves, this village feels like a hidden treasure where history is etched into every stone wall. As you wander through the narrow cobblestone streets, you will see the heavy influence of the Venetian Renaissance. Many of the buildings still feature the original stone coats of arms of the Calergi family, one of the most powerful noble families of the Venetian period. The village is a beautiful blend of this European elegance and Ottoman history, which you can see in the old fountains marked with Turkish inscriptions. One of the most important landmarks in Loutra is the house of Louis Tikas, whose birth name was Elias Spantidakis. He is a celebrated figure in both Greek and American history as a labor union leader who fought for the rights of coal miners in Colorado. His home has been preserved as a tribute to his legacy and his connection to this quiet corner of Crete. You should also take a moment to visit the old oil mill, known as the Fabrika. Episkopi Beach is a magnificent stretch of coastline located about 14 kilometers west of Rethymno city. Spanning over 3.5 kilometers, it is one of the most spacious and impressive sandy beaches in northern Crete. Because of its sheer size, you can always find a quiet spot to yourself, even during the peak of the summer season. The beach is known for its fine sand and crystal clear, shallow waters, which make it a favorite for families with children. As you look out over the Aegean Sea, you will notice the water shifts through every shade of blue and turquoise. However, because the beach is open to the northern winds, it often experiences moderate waves. These conditions make it an exciting destination for windsurfing and other water sports, or simply for jumping through the surf on a breezy afternoon. Large parts of the beach are well organized with comfortable sunbeds, umbrellas, and lifeguard stations to ensure everyone stays safe. You will find a variety of stylish beach bars and traditional tavernas right along the shore, where you can enjoy a cold drink or a plate of fresh Greek meze with the sound of the waves in the background. Many of these spots even offer their sunbeds for free if you order something from their menu.